Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and on dark, stormy nights like this one, I think to myself, wouldn't this be a perfect time to make some charcoal, to grab some sticks, and to make a bunch of torches? So that's exactly what we're doing in today's video, because I have to place a I don't actually have to for any reason, besides stopping zombies from spawning apparently. But today, I'm going to be making myself a bunch of torches, and I'm going to be covering every single spot of the desert in some of these torches. It's going to be a lot of torches to place, but this is going to be the last one, the big one, because I have so much charcoal now, so much in so many places, that I can't run out at this point. It seems physically impossible. I hope I'm not wrong on that, but you know what? I mean, we've been wrong before. But also, while we do that today, I figure, like, you know what, let's give the stream some unique identity, because we're over 10 hours deep into what was really just a silly side add-on to a project that no one could even notice. Like, can you see all the extra torches we placed? I don't think you can see them. I think it looks roughly the same as it did before. But, yeah, I'm also going to be going through something that people asked for a while ago, which is everything I've spent money on the last week. Do you want to know? Because I've got, like, I use card for everything, so, or Google Pay, to be more precise. But it means that there is a permanent, or temporary, I don't know how, there is a record of some depth that lets you know what you've spent money on. So I'm going to be going through all of that with you, because a lot of people have kind of asked that. I'm busy, but I'm here anyway, says Alina Khan. Now that is the sort of, that's the sort of loyalty I like to see, you know? I said it before, we'll say it again. I feel like loyal is one of the most important human traits, because it's, I mean, it's basically like an animal trait, really, if you think about it. Like, animals need to be loyal to each other, or they get, like, torn apart by the queen lion or whatever. But I think loyalty in humans is great too. Because you know, if you don't have loyalty, what do you got? I mean, lots of other things. But you know, there's my take of the day. So yeah, we're going to be going through something people have asked for a while. Because I said it sarcastically in a Let's Play, like, hey, how about we do this next Let's Play? And so many people asked that I'd feel bad doing it in an actual Let's Play video. I don't think that'd be interesting. But, you know, this is a live stream. It's barely interesting anyway. It's just a guy talking and placing torches while he slowly goes insane. Like, why? How is this content, you know? But yeah, no, you know, things don't need to make sense. It's 2019. Content is content. And also, what do we got here? Hey, Toycat, I was able to get better out today, and your stream is another bonus. Oh yeah, you said something mental health day yesterday, right? So happy to hear that one. I think you know, this is always my advice for, like, because you know, it's the easiest advice for, like, when you're sad is like, well, get happy or take time, and you know, like, but both advices are opposites, but both kind of work for different people. Can make a downloadable version of that world. Been working on it for a while. It's a whole thing on this channel, so yes, but also it's gonna take some time. And yeah, sorry if that's a thing that you don't want, or that you do want. I don't know. I've done a world tour if you want to, like, see it that way. I know some people like to see things with their own eyes, but, like, you know what? Use someone else's eyes. My eyes, I guess it would technically be. Torches and classic blocks, says Cafeteria Shiobloski. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. These are really, really old school blocks, all covered in torches. There is something very old school about this, because torches aren't even the best lighting method anymore. Like, there's so many ways to light something in modern day Minecraft. Like, lanterns are actually pretty darn cool, actually. Anyway, so the sky is blue because the atmosphere absorbs blue wavelengths slower than others. So, and the interesting thing is, because we've evolved in a world where the sky is blue, as opposed to red or neutral or whatever, that's the reason why, do you know how there are those programs? I think most phones do it automatically now. But when it gets late at night, your screens try to remove the blue light, because humans are in tune to think blue light must be day, no blue light must be time to sleep, and you get tired when there's no blue light. So yeah, you can actually reverse use this and, like, shine flashing blue lights in your eyes, and it's like a good way to stay awake. I mean, also just, you know, drink caffeine or whatever, but to each their own. So are you an enchanted trident because you're so loyal to me? Exactly right. Loyalty free, best thing. Also, torches are the barrels of light sources. You know, I think barrels are more useful than chests. It's just they take an extra step to craft. So who can be bothered? Which is tragic, but I mean, it's sad. Like, I think I would say torches are the chests of chests, in that, like, they're used only because they're easy. There is always a better solution out there if you're willing to put the time into it. Blue light filter. Yeah, that's what it's there used to be one, like, called, like, Illuminio or something like that. And I got like keyed into it by someone else, and I was like, oh yeah, this is really cool. Like Flux, I think Flux.io, but it was really good. So how long have we been going at it? Says Jockey Hawk. Longer than I would care to admit. Honestly, longer than I would care to admit. Oh, let's try and focus on like specific regions at specific times. Let's start here. Let's go forwards. I paid $200 for an app that only took me around an hour to make someone. Toycat, I love your random stream so much. Here's my Toycat tax. One of the things, okay, again, this is, you might just think I'm saying this because heck yeah, I love money. And you know, heck yeah, I love money. Gonna use it to buy some silly stuff, which is the point of money, right? I mean, also necessities, also silly stuff. Yeah, I actually went, like, when someone's like, I like your stuff so much that I did some surveys or used my free thing on this, it's just as cool to me. It's like, hey, thank you for using that limited resource. What's your opinion on cannibalism being legal in the UK with consent? I find it cool, helps with overpopulation. Sorry, not yummy looking people. The thing is I agree, like, cannibalism with consent, sure, why not? Like, I don't see how you could be too opposed to that, besides if it leads to more crimes. Second time on this stream, a little less nervous this time, says Kit. Hey, good to see you, Kit. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you are having a wonderful Friday. It's not often we stream on Fridays, but this is my last stream for, like, my last ability to stream for a while. So I wanted to do something with it.
Will you ever reveal the seed to your world?
Yeah, it's everything. So the word everything, like, I wanted to have everything on this seed. So what I did is I said everything. But yeah, it's crazy how much you put into this world. Love your videos. Yeah, no, I find that to be one of the fun things. Also, did this just show up again? Did I just get... Did they ask twice? Thank you, Prince Gnome, for four $4.99 super chats. You know what? 2 $4.99s is better than 1. That's what I've always said, at least. Also, was there water here at one point? I don't even know. Let's just remove the sand and replace it with a bunch of these. It's Saturday, it's Friday where I'm at. Look, okay, time zones mean that it's always 2 different days on Earth at once. Because there's more than 24 time zones. Like, there's plus... Basically, long story short, it's always 2 separate days. Don't give me this whole, like, it's really Saturday. If you live in Australia, you know your time isn't the real time. Although I guess you'd also live, like, in the Middle East or Asia. Most people on Earth right now are actually in Saturday right now. Think about that. If you live in, like, what, like, West Coast US, what is it, like, 2 p.m. maybe? Think about the fact that most of the human population, like, 70+%, lives... inside areas where it's Saturday right now. You live in the past, is what I'm saying. It can be up to 3 days at once. Oh yeah, for an hour each day, it's technically 3 separate days. Yeah. No, yeah, something like that. It can be Thursday, really late Thursday in one place, Friday for most of the world, and then very early Friday in another place. That is true. Fun facts of time zones and Toycat. Honestly, time zones are one of the tentpole topics on these streams. And the reason is just because, like, it's weird how diverse and broad the audience for these seems to be, right? Like, even just like that wild fact about the number of bisexuals, not bisexuals, lesbian women specifically. I was just like, what are the odds? Like, you know, what percentage of the population is gay? What percent of the population is a woman? And what percentage of those people are watching Minecraft videos? You know, pretty low, but they statistically gather up in bulk here, and it's kind of cool. Something about Toycat, just gets all the lesbians going is something we worked out from these live streams. So yeah, basically cannibalism, honestly, I think cannibalism's cool. As far as like making jokes about it, I would eat a person. Actually, yeah, I'd eat person. No, I wouldn't eat person just because I've watched too many movies where they eat it and they make it look gross, like ruining my fantasy Hollywood. Have some last stream for a bit money. Lol, says Kyla. Hey, thank you, Kyla, for the $2 super chat. I am indeed about to... I know, it's always, like, sad when I'm about to stop streaming for a couple of weeks. It's like, you know, you're all a close friend that I have to say goodbye to for a bit. But it's really just, it's short goodbye before I'm coming back. I used to actually, is this common? My granddad, whenever he went away for a long time, he used to give everyone in the family, like, a little gift of money, I think it was. And the money scaled up as I got older, which is cool. Overpopulation is a myth perpetrated by edgy 14-year-olds. Toycats, yes. Oh, okay, can I thought everyone knew this, but because he wasn't joking, it's something a lot of people use in relation to the climate, right? Like, I want to save the planet, so I won't have kids. First of all, you can save yourself by not having children. Good job. If you don't want children, don't have children is my pro tips of Toycat, right? Pro tips of Toycat. Don't don't have children if you don't want children. I'm a hero. Only I can say these brave things that the world needs to hear. But yeah, overpopulation is definitely a overpopulation is not only not an issue, we have the reverse issue on the horizon. Imagine okay, so imagine you just won the lottery and you got, I don't know, a small lottery win. You won £100,000, but your rent is you won £10,000, but your rent is £1,000 a month, right? And your job only earns you £900 a month, right? Okay, so in 10 months you could pay the rent with that, or you could just slowly stagger it, and then you have a lot of money until eventually it runs out. Now imagine that not only are you getting paid $900 a month and your rent is $1,000, imagine that your payment is going down and your rent is going up, and that lottery was a one-time thing that is unlikely to reverse. What would you do if a zombie apocalypse was that happen right now, sir? Says Prince Gnome. You mean while I'm streaming? Then I'd probably be dead. I live in a pretty urbanized area, so odds of my survival are really low. If I just hear about it on the news, like red alert, there has been a crisis, alert. So first of all, you fill up your bathtub. Second of all, we're gonna go back to overpopulation because it's basically related to zombies. Second of all, what you do is you get your supplies in one place, and third of all, you lock your doors and try to make no sound. Because most zombies, assuming they're not fantasy zombies, they need some stimuli to work on, and they'll die after 28 days. So just lock yourself somewhere really quiet. Wait, not even 28 days. Like, how many days can you survive without food? What if you spent your whole days eating people, or trying to eat people? Basically, you've got like 2 weeks till most of the zombies are dead, or dysfunctional at least. Assuming they use real human physics. If they don't use real human physics, then, go out and die. That's what statistically most people do in those. Way to stop overpopulation, have no kids, eat human. I mean, clearly right, Prince Gnome. But no, so overpopulation is actually a big myth. No, actually, it's not really a myth. It was a very serious concern at one particular point in history that keeps perpetuating because the world population is rapidly increasing right now. And you can look at that and therefore say, oh, increasing? I know what happens when things increase, they go up. And when it's already so high and it's increasing, there must be a problem. There must be a problem. But when it comes to overpopulation, there's really a serious issue the other way. Because the only reason, for most of human history, you had a bunch of kids, right? 7 kids, 8 kids, 10 kids. How many children did insert? Well, famously, you have 8 kids. That's just a thing people have done for most of human history. The only time that changed, thank you very much, Sassy and Farsian, for the £2 super chat, playing Minecraft. I mean, I'm sure, yeah, you're not, either that you know or you don't care. So, there you go. But, basically, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll be polite. Maybe he doesn't realize that. No, they know, or they'll never know, no matter what I say. But, yeah, I acknowledge that children are a massive pain in the arse. I love them anyway, because they're always learning. And they can be hope for the future. Nah, I recognize they're just a pain in the ass. That is my full stop statement on that. But no, so the reason overpopulation is so serious, so overstated is because most of human history, we had a bunch of kids, and then we hoped that some of them survived, because most of them didn't. And even if they all survived, we needed a bunch of hands on the farm. The only reason that nowadays 2 kids, like nuclear family, right? Two mothers, no, 2 parents, 2 children. The only reason that's become the normal is because you don't need as many kids when you know they're very likely to survive, and also when it's expensive to have them. The modern world is fundamentally more expensive because we're living in smaller and smaller areas, which means, house prices and blah, 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 blah goes up. So the only reason that we had this huge boom in population, we had 1 billion people less than 200 years ago, now we have 7 billion, and by the end of this decade, or within 50 years, we'll have close to 10 billion. That sounds catastrophic, and it is not catastrophic. It's very serious. Also, thank you, Sasson Farsian. I'm glad I got you back into Minecraft, man. I hope that you continue to have a wonderful time with the game. But, yeah, like, if you, so it's only, but the problem is it's a bulge. When you look at trends, what's your thoughts on the Church of Euthanasia? Love euthanasia, Sharon. But the, most people look at statistics and see them as they are. What is the population of the USA? 325 million, I'd guess. Smart people look at, or like smart people, like people who want to work out, how something's going to go, they look at the trend. They see the US population is 325 million, but it goes up by about 1%, 2% a year maybe. The population growth is, I think it's about 1% a year. It might be 1.5, 1 point something like that. So you might look at that and say, oh, so the US will grow at 1.5% a year. But the real important statistic, usually speaking, I mean, you can do this infinitely, but it's the rate of growth off the rate of growth. So, for instance, I don't know, if you look at the world's largest economies, for instance, like which countries are worth the most money? The US is way up there at the top, and you might say, therefore, USA. But the reason China is seen as such a big threat is not because they're even close to the US, it's because they grow so much faster, and the rates at which they grow are so much higher, and also the speed that the US is growing goes down. You know, when you have multiple things stack on top of each other, to put this simpler, I guess, the rate of change is important, but what's just as important as the rate of change is the rate of change of the rate of change, which is really hard to explain with that. So how about we just put it in speed? When your car is going 60 miles an hour, you're going 60 miles an hour. When your car is going 60 miles an hour and you're speeding up at 1 mile per hour, you're vroom, acceleration. But the rate at which your acceleration increases, I think it's called yaw or something like that. Also, thank you, Johnny Cruz. Good to see you again. But the rate of acceleration of the rate of acceleration is also important, especially when you're talking about huge humanity-changing statistics like population. And the rate of change of the rate of change is that every single country is slowly, there are a few big countries of exceptions to this, but they're decreasing their birth rate. China is about to have a huge population crisis 20, 30 years from now. In your country, parabolic growth rather than linear. Exactly. In the country you are most likely to live in, if you're watching this video, but in the country you're most likely to live in, if you are watching this, it's the United States, potentially the UK, maybe in Australia, something like that. The birth rates are very, very concerning. They're about to hit below replacement in a lot of westernized countries. In a Bulgaria, in a Latvia, lots of countries are at the stage where their population is decreasing, even after accounting for the huge number of migrants that come in. And most countries, if you don't have immigrants coming in, i.e. new people, it's like giving birth, but you take them from a different country. So a lot of countries without that are at the rate already where they would lose people. And the whole system, rightly or wrongly, that we all live in is built on fundamentally getting more and more done, which requires, generally speaking, more and more humans, or for each human to do more. So either get ready for a world where you have to do far more than your predecessors because there's just fewer of you. Robots and automation kind of helps with that a little bit. Or you have to be ready for... Also, have the super chats been showing up on screen? I haven't heard one, but I've seen them in the chat, whatever. I'll read them out if they don't show up soon. I reckon they're gonna batch and then all come out at once. Just like this, China should have a purge and a Hunger Games. I mean, that's a very fun, edgy statement, I guess. And so I'll say, yeah, of course China should have both of those things. Population's actually going down in Russia. It's going down in Russia, it's going down in Bulgaria, it's going down in Latvia. Those countries are all below their population in 1990. Again, that's including migration into the country, which is astonishing. It's astonishing. And those, and bear in mind, in those countries, there are villages which are just, I think it was Bulgaria, had to recently remove the names of 200 villages because no one lives there anymore. There are place names for villages that population hit 0. And if there's a population of 0 in a village, is there a village? And the answer is no, Can you imagine that? The place where you live right now, having no one living there? Because we have people, not only do we have a potential population crisis on the way, but we have, everyone's moving into smaller and smaller areas. Cities are urbanization's becoming a thing. And in cities, you live in smaller places. People like to also think that there's not enough land in the world for all the people. No, there's so much land. We live on a quarter of the world, of the potentially habitable land. It's just most of us, half the world's population, lives in 1% of the... Yeah, 50% of the world population lives in 1% of the area. You can fact check that one. And that's because, everyone likes big cities. That's where the jobs are at. That's where the money's at. And who doesn't love jobs and money, right? Anyway, so yeah, overpopulation. If you live in a non-westernized country, then like it's your choice. It doesn't really matter which way you do it. If you do live in a country like this and you want kids, you should have them. If you live in a country and you don't want kids, I would argue like do your best for your country. I actually think if you don't want kids, never have kids is my real pro tip. Do you have any hidden talents apart from MC, says Spider53? Hidden talents. I would say my biggest hidden talent is I can whistle, but it's really loud and obnoxious. Like I use it to annoy people sometimes too, because I think I'm good enough at whistling that I can hurt people's ears if I try, which is nice. I've been to a good few streams. Also, hi, TTTE is good. I have no idea what TTTE is good. TTE is, but thank you very much. Northwestern Railway Productions. Northwestern American Railway Productions? Is there rail? I mean, I guess there is a rail route in the west of America. Northwest of America, even. But yeah, no, I really think that if you want kids, you need to have kids. As many kids as you feel like wanting. Like, even now, like, someone needs to have 7 kids. You can be that person. We need to work out a sustainable future for humanity. That doesn't mean no kids. That means a low number of kids. That means a sustainable number of children, which is, on average, like 1.7, I think it is. Did you hear about a new PS5 consoles coming out in the year 2020? Also, do you maybe think you're going to buy it? So I buy most consoles that come out because, even though it's not so much now, a big part of the channel identity used to be like, consoles, what's it like? Because most channels on YouTube, PC gaming or mobile only. Like, the middle for consoles has been squeezed out, but a lot of people still want to play on consoles. It's kind of great. You have to whistle now. I'm sorry, as much as I want to make you all go deaf, not go deaf, as much as I want to hurt you all, you know what, you are like a good friend to me. And that's why I give you advice that you should have children. But no, especially like, even if having children was objectively awful for the world, which it isn't, by the way. My state is the highest number of kids per family, and it's common to see families of 5. Let me guess, without Googling it, is that Utah? Highest number of children per family. Oh god, I googled that wrong. What's it called? The replacement birth rate? Highest fertility rate. No, fertility rate by state. Fertility rate by state. So it's 1.8 across the US as a whole. Every woman on average has 1.8 children, which is a low number in case you're curious. And if you go by state, okay, let's do this. 2017, the highest is Guam, then American Samoa, then South Dakota, and then Utah. So it's the second highest state, I guess. Pretty good, right? I nailed that. Actually, John, if we're here anyway, if we're talking about population, because everyone loves that. Until we fix the world, bring another human into it is like torture. I can't imagine how bad things will be in 20 years. So, I think it's good that you think the world is... Actually, no, I don't think it's good. I think it's good that we're all of a sudden starting to take... Like, when I was younger, climate change was a known issue. And we're all just like, we'll get to it. Now it's become like a, no. By get to it, we're going to do that now. I like that that's changed. But don't believe the people who want you to believe that Earth is doomed and we have 15 years of survivable life. By 2030, it's all over anyway. Not even close to true. Even in the worst case predictions, even in the worst estimates, it's a percentage of humanity that will be in uninhabitable zones that will cause mass disruption. But the wonders of the one day world will be great. Are you live streaming the toy cat poisoning event? Says Rick Hansen. I will be in another country doing some things that I hopefully... actually, you're definitely not allowed to record in a lot of places where I'll be going. So, no. Also, Russia has a national conception day to get population back up. Yeah, a lot of countries, their plan... Because there's a few ways you can get... Having a nihilistic output on climate change is getting us nowhere. Yeah, when people just say, oh, planet's doomed anyway, why even bother? Or, like, planet's doomed in 15 years, we can't. Like, how about say, okay... What is doomed, what is not, work from there. If we are at the point where I think 1.5 degrees is guaranteed, like we've hit 1.5 already, 2 degrees is where we're like fighting for. Realistically, it's going to be a bit more than 2. Sucks, right? So we're going to have altered the climate permanently by 2 degrees. But that's only catastrophic for a tiny minority of the planet, and it's concerning for a then larger amount. You can look at what we have, try and fight for more without thinking the whole thing sucks. Like, the most important thing to do is to try and, you know, do whatever you want to do. Like, make your lifestyle differences. Because if you're living a nihilistic life, being like, oh, why bother doing anything? Order some pizza. Like, you can make bad decisions with your indecisions. So if you really care about the planet, don't think about how, oh, don't bring a kid into it because the world's screwed anyway. Because, like, no, if you're young, you don't want to have kids anyway. That's just statistically true. Most of you watching this stream are, you know, teenagers, early 20s. You get, there's some people older than that. There's some people younger than that. But that's I think it's, what is it called? It's like the 15 to 25 demographic. So something along those lines is the majority, statistically, of you watching this stream. And therefore, the majority of you, statistically, don't want to have kids. That's fine. That's normal. By the way, I missed some super chats just didn't show up on screen. I'll go through them anyway, though. So thank you, Deshi, for the one. Yeah, for some reason, Streamlabs just isn't getting it. But Deshi sent a super chat. He said he learned some things, and I appreciate that, man. I don't know why your super chat didn't show though. So, how weird. And someone said to say their name, and it just didn't show up on screen for me to say it. It's like I can't work it out. I cannot work it out. But yeah, basically, to go back to what I was saying, most people don't want kids. What about a male toy cat? I mean, male toy cat doesn't want kids. Female toy cat probably is down with it. In Latvia, it's hard to sustain families because the taxes are more than 40% and minimum wages are 500 euros a month plus tax. So thank you, Laura Betika, for the £5 super chat. Are you a Latvian in the UK? Or are you just very familiar with the Latvia situation? But basically, yeah, no, I think that although that's probably a big issue, like taxes are very high in most European countries. We have some of the higher taxes in the OECD, right? But even though I think that's probably a part of it, it really is just like a lot of factors combined with what's the opposite? Immigration? Emigration? Yeah, emigration. A lot of people leave the country, which is a thing. Like, there is going to be... It's going to be funny, because right now... Again, we're not talking the politics side of this. Actually, you know, I guess we are when we spoke climate change. But right now, the biggest issue that with a lot of people is immigration, right? No one wants people from other countries. No one wants too many people from other countries in their country. Everyone has a limit to the number they'd accept. Usually, you know, right? Everyone just disagrees about what that number is. Should it be higher? Should it be lower? Who knows for sure? But in like 50 years, you can quote me on this. Countries are going to be fighting to keep their people in. And, you know, like, Greece has already gone through this. Like, because of their huge financial thing that happened recently, all of the smart talent educates themselves in Greece, then leaves Greece to go somewhere where they'll get paid actual money. You know, decisions they made to boost their spending 20 years ago have destroyed the current generation's prospects. And that's something you're going to see happen more often. And retaining young people is going to become really important. And also getting educated young people from other countries will become more and more important. Something you might not know, like if you're watching this, you're statistically young and in that situation. I'm also in the same amount of young. But a lot of countries have really, really extra lenient rules. If you're under 30, I think it is. There's always different age limits for different things. But for instance, Japan will let you in on like what's it called, like a working holiday, as long as you're under 30. Same with Australia, same with a lot of other countries. Lots of countries want you in there to, you know, do some stuff, to teach some English, to do whatever you really want to do. So yeah, there you go. That's the thing. It's going to be an East Germany situation all over again. Yeah, right now. There are so many places in the world right now already going through it, and that list is increasing. You know, to go back to the thing that started this whole thing, the rate of change of the rate at which countries are suddenly finding themselves in crisis is increasing quite a lot. You know, it used to be like, oh, there's one country that's got like a population crisis. And then it's like, oh, there's like a few actually. And now like they're slowly falling like dominoes and like aging populations are becoming a problem and etc. What secret conspiracy would you like to start? Says Crazy Cooper 102. I would like to start the conspiracy that, I don't know, China's not real. It's just a boogeyman invented by the US military. Actually, wait, North Korea is the least likely to be real, right? Oh, there's this place you totally can't go to because it's dangerous. I mean, it exists, we swear, but you'll die, and, you know, like, all these things coming out of it. The guy who lives there's a madman. He puts out trailers about how he's going to nuke the West. You could believe that was a big conspiracy. It's not. North Korea's real. But let's believe it's a conspiracy. Because North Korea was made up by the US government to sell more missiles or something like that. So does this mean you'll pay me to have your baby, says Liv. Thank you very much for the offer. I think that is my, like, that's my preferred method of having a child. Like, if you like someone, right, you don't want their belly to go big and for them to have 9 months of pain. So yeah, you get yourself a surrogate. You say, hey, I'll pay you money. You go through those physical pains. You make a human inside of you. It's like, you know what? If, you know, when I want to buy a cake, I don't think to myself, I'll buy a baking oven, I'll buy some sugar, I'll buy some flour. You think, I'll go to the bakery, I'll pay a markup, and then I'll get my baked goods there. And it's the same for humans, you know? Like, why buy your humans the inefficient way? What is your favorite candy, says Free Fallen? My favorite candy. The word candy is too broad in America, so I'm just gonna guess right now. I had a chocolate orange earlier today. Not my favorite. Not even that good, but actually it's pretty good. But not my. Whatever. You put me on the spot. I can't do superlatives, so I tried my best. But yeah, why is your name Toy Cat? Whole video on this, but I wanted a short name, Toy Cat, nice and short, nice and easy. I have to answer this question so often, so much that I don't go fully into it. You know, there are some questions that are worth, like, giving your all to. The common questions, I don't know about them. I try. But, you know, what's the best kind of thing? What's your favorite obesity-causing addicting pouch, says Mischievous Moo. Oh, I love the blue M&Ms. The blue M&Ms, oh, I could eat 1 billion of those. Literally 1 trillion. But yeah, I'm not real Toy Cat, prove me wrong, says Expertise Gamer. Yeah, to me, I mean, there's no proof to me. You're just some words on the internet. You could be real, you could not be. I can pretend like, hey, thank you for being part of the Toy Fam. Make sure to, you know, buy my merch and think about me when you use the bathroom. But even though that would be fun, to do, and even though that would be beneficial, you know what? You might as well not be real. You might as well be a robot. If you give me money, then you're a robot that gives me money. Like Nathan, who says, haha, imagine thinking Finland is real. Oh, I love the Finland conspiracy, because I've been to Finland, right? But did I go to Finland, or did I go to a weird part of Sweden? They are weirdly Swedish in Finland. Like, it's because they were colonized, not colonized, like conquered. And there's a weird history of Finland not being a country of its own until very recently. But, yeah, fun fact. Finland is not real. Now you all know. You all know the secret. What if we all think about you during the bathroom, says Entity121. Well, you know what? I'm glad that you have something good to think about. Because you know what? Toy Cat videos basically built for the bathroom, right? I hope that's not what you do with my videos. You do whatever you want as long as you watch them all the way through. That's my new official policy. And hi, Toy Cat just joined. Sorry I'm late, says Munchkin Dumbo. Good to see you, Munchkin Dumbo. That's an interesting name. I don't think I've heard it before, but I'm glad you're here regardless. So, goes to the bathroom, thinks the Toy Cat, says Gus Napello. I'm glad. Also, yeah, the blue M&Ms are so great. I'm glad you agree with me on that one. I can't get quite over them. They're so good. They're so good. They're, like, as far as M&Ms go, peanut M&Ms, like, have one of them, you're kind of done. The regular M&Ms, again, you have like a handful and you're like, sure. Blue M&Ms, I could just empty the bag into my mouth all the way, all at once. And then I'd still be like, oh, it's a shame. There are no more blue M&Ms. So yeah, that's my stance on blue M&Ms. They're my favorite candy, if you want to use that word. And apparently you do. So now you know. So, all those torches are messing my eyes up. Yeah, it's definitely a weird, like, almost optical illusion, seeing them from this distance, right? But yeah, we have now covered them all. There are a few spots that aren't truly covered. It's, like, hard to find them, even. Like, half the challenge now is, like, finding the biggest ones. Because we're not going to get all of them. It's just not physically possible. But we can try our best. And if we succeed, then that would be nice too, wouldn't it? Do you make money from live streaming as there's no ads? There should be ads. Yeah, the way live streaming works is I make about, on an average stream, like, so let's say there's 800 people here. Each of those 800 people had to watch an ad. And then over the course of a live stream, some people leave and join. Like, that's where the number fluctuates. So, you missed a block of stone right beside you, says Gracelyn Tardy. Okay, I'm gonna go find it. Blocks of stone are a lot easier to see and spot, so Block of stone, block of stone, block of... There we go. Nice. Okay. Oh, not block of stone. Let's just look at all the stone exclusively, because it's way easier for my eyes to just spot stone than to spot the things next to it. Yeah, there's a lot of weird gaps, isn't there? Thank you, Grace and Tardy. Good to see you, by the way. Hope you're doing all wonderful. But yeah, one sec. I missed a thing here. I think. What was this? Toy Cat tried to say my name out loud about butchering it. Says Jim VZ. I think making fun of your name is the $1 perk we have on this channel. That's how I believe that one works. Oh, so how does live streaming economics work? So if 800 of you are watching this stream right now, I've made about 80 cents, maybe $1.60 depending on the season, which is good, you know. Like, who doesn't love a free $1.60? I love that as much as the next person. But the real money in streaming, because then over the course of the stream, let's say that happened like 10 times if you cycle out. Apparently 8,000 people have clicked in and out of the stream at some point already. So I might have made, you know, $16 if we're really, really lucky so far. But the majority of the money from streaming isn't that. Although $16 in 40 minutes is really good, right? That's good money to me. Maybe I have a warped perception. But most of the money comes in when people are just like, hey, I would like to give you a message, or I, you know, like the channel, and I would like to show that support in some way, and then money shows up on screen. Some people honestly probably just think like, hey, I can pay money and I can, you know, I can be noticed, senpai. Some number of people probably don't like me, but they're like, ooh, I can change a real thing out there. But something about that is something that a lot of people like to pay for. I do it sometimes on streamers, I'll be honest. Like, it's a weird thing. I can't quite understand the economics of it entirely, but it does add up, and that's how it works. A whole $16. 16 is a lot, right? I mean, like, to me, of course. I mean, obviously, like, it's not enough for me to be like, I wouldn't do something I didn't like for $16, unless it was short or easy. Yeah, I think that's fair. What about the gaps for super chatters? Says KCC. Also, thank you very much.
To pay for torches.
Hey, thank you very much, David Salamio. So you can see that was worth the same as about 25 minutes of streaming. And yeah, if one of those shows up every 25 minutes, then all of a sudden I didn't just make $16, I made $26. And if like 3 of those, or if like, you know, a bunch of people gave $2 or something, you know, then it works out that way. Sometimes, like, every now and then we have a stream where people are super, super generous, and it works out to like, I don't know, like $70, $80, $90 an hour. So after tax, you're talking like $45, $50 an hour, which is a really good little hobby, right? Again, I never want it to be more than a hobby, because I don't like to focus on the, like, while I'm streaming, it's bad for me to focus too much on the economics of, like, you missed a spot at 332, 302. You know, I'll do that for you. 302, 202. 302, 202. I can make that happen. But, yeah, so, like, I think if I was streaming full time, it would stress me if, like, oh, we've gone an hour and no one's donated. You know, I need to pay for XYZ. And it's like, nah, that's not a good way to do a thing like this, right? Because then I'll be more on edge, I won't be as fun. And you know, you want to be fun when you're streaming, generally speaking. Or you want to have fun. Because if you have fun, sometimes people have more fun watching, is my understanding. Also, 302, 332, 202. Okay, 332. And then 202. We can get there. Okay, so was it this one? Hey, it was this one. You know, this right here, we're dedicating this to your boy, Nathan. Thank you for letting me know. Well, I mean, a part of me says thank you for letting me know, a part of me is like, ugh. But either way, made a cool 94 pence on that one. So, how long has it been since your wolf has stood up? A serious amount of time. A serious amount of time. We stopped keeping track of those ridiculously long intervals at this point. Photography is probably my hobby, so you better be good at looking after that camera. Oh, the camera, I finally got it set up. Like, it can work for me now. It's plugged in, as you can see. The only thing is I can't, like, because it's so big, it can't rest on the monitor properly. So what I need to get is I'm getting a tripod for it. I'm going to do a Cooking with Toy Cat stream with it. But yeah, I'm really excited about this camera. Like, it's cool to use. I love technology. I don't love cameras, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, again, to me, this is a very expensive You know, like a smartphone is the same price, and it's also a phone. Why can't I call people on this camera? That's my answer. But yeah, I've been setting it up slowly. It's great. Losing in the Vietnam War is my hobby. Turn up your quality. You turn up yours. It's on YouTube. You have the option, not me. Free the horse, damn it. Also, if those of you want your names read, you shouldn't have high standards for him. It is true. Democracy is non-negotiable. I disagree, and this is a tyrannical dictatorship, so I guess I win. The person who said the quality's got to go up. Okay, let's try this right now. I'm going to increase the quality by about 11%. Tell me if you can notice it. Just now, we changed the quality. It's gone up by about 11%. Do you think you can spot it? It could be placebo if you do spot it, honestly, but like... Tell me right now. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat, Mr. Linkholder. Failed run, didn't place torches and air blocks. I had 100 more characters, so we're going to sit here in silence, alone, in the chat. Yep, nice. Where can I buy happiness? Asking for a friend. Oh, you were just talking about how happy you were to have a New Year's kiss. How is that not your dream version of happiness, Alina? That Alina. I'm going to go with Alina from now on. It's not how you say it, but it's how you say it in my head, at least, which is what really counts. Not when you move. Enhance. I see it. I don't see it. Looks worse. Indistinguishable. So yeah, to 90... Even if you're... Unless you're watching on 1080p, that wouldn't be distinguishable. If you're watching on 1080p, for most of you, it should still be indistinguishable most of the time. But, yeah, this is... Before we... Oh, we've started dropping frames, apparently. Before we were at the match quality that Twitch allows even their highest level partners to use. Now we're at the YouTube recommended. We can go higher than this, but it just doesn't look any different. It just doesn't look any different. So, yeah, we made videos about fit rates before. I'm not going to bore people with it too much. Instead, what we can do is I can go through my recent transactions. Because people genuinely kept asking to see this. Would you like to see the things I spent money on in the past week? It's not as many as you might expect, actually. Because I think I spent... Oh, no, yeah, it was just up before the end this week. I spent, like, an absurd amount of money on a flight recently. Like, in the scary number of digits for that one. But besides that, I don't buy many things on a regular basis. It's nice. Life is easy if you don't buy things. Oh, I buy a lot of things. I buy a lot of very... Actually, I think I probably spent a lot in the last week because I'm leaving. I can't, like, buy food to cook. So I buy food every day. It's a whole mess. It's Alina, if you keep saying... Wait, did I... Okay, I've been saying Alina. I was like, if you keep saying Alina, I'll have to keep calling you Andy. Well, you know what? I've been... My bluff has been called Alina. I knew it was Alina just, like, instinctively. Like, no one's actually called Alina. Unless you're, like, Elena. You know, Elina. There is definitely a way you could spell Elina. Alina. Alina. You know, but that's not what your name. Let's look for your search history. Even I'm scared of my search history. You know, you ever type in a letter when someone's watching your thing and you're like, oh god, not this. That's I have so many awful stories of that happening. This is not a story for the internet. I have a story. It's got my parents in it. It's the worst. But the internet, this is not the thing you want immortalized forever. So I'm not going to immortalize it. And instead, I'll give you my transaction history. I'm at 1080p and the quality's still bad. Then it's on your internet, right? Oh, you know, YouTube compression is kind of questionable. But, like, this is Minecraft, so you should be seeing this at pretty much the same quality as it looks like. Okay, so what did I spend money on? Okay, so today, the 8th of November, I only bought one thing. I spent 80p at Greg's. I think I bought a cookie. Because I was at Subway and they asked, do you want a cookie? And I was thinking to myself, like, yes, I would like a cookie. And then I thought, you know what? There's a bakery next door. I'll go to that. Also, thank you, Chris Wolf, for the $1. So I thought, you know what? It's been forever since I had a Greg's cookie. I forgot if they were good or not. So I got a cookie. And it tasted like burnt. Like, it was a good cookie, but it also tasted like it was, you know, burnt, which is not a good thing. So I spent 80 pence. Now you know. Also, thank you, Chris Wolf. Did another super chat show up or did I miss it? I work at Greg's. Lamau, good choice. Yeah, I like the triple chocolate cookie. Solid type of cookie. You know, well, a really good thing I would say, would recommend. How many blocks with torch? We've definitely done tens of thousands so far, but there's more to go. So I spent £3.89 at a Londis yesterday. If you don't know what Londis is, it's a convenient. So in the UK, we don't have really, like, if these exist, I don't know about them anymore. We don't usually have independent convenience stores. Convenience stores are usually part of a chain, but it's a really loose chain. It's not like a Sainsbury's or a Tesco or a Walmart or a Aldi's, to Americanize for you right there. Like, you know, the chains are like, they brand on it and they have some products from there, but it's otherwise kind of independent. I don't know why they're convenience store chains, but it's a thing we do here that I don't think is the commonplace elsewhere. You know, tell me if I'm wrong. But we're gonna have to take some of the oak logs out and we're gonna turn them into sticks. In fact, all of this too probably should be taken out. Let's make a bunch of planks so we can make a bunch of sticks. Oh, that's a lot of sticks. That's a lot of sticks. So yeah, basically I went to a Londis and I bought some olives. I bought a chocolate orange actually, and I bought something I don't recall. So what did I spend money on yesterday? Who knows for sure? He's obviously not answering the OK Boomer, so just stop saying it. There's this annoying thing where, like, people, like, they say something that is, like, you know, not particularly original, not particularly funny, not particularly anything, if we're being honest, right? And then, like, it's like a very ego thing to be like, oh, he didn't respond to it. It was comedic gold, though. Didn't you hear me? I said, okay, and then get this, I said, Boomer. Also, I say, Joe Mama. Ha ha! Has anyone heard that one before? Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Okay, Boomer, Joe Mama. Ha ha ha! Ah, humor is good. Do you get it? I said the thing that sometimes people say in other places. Can you imagine that? Can you even? I can't even. Ha ha ha! How crazy! How insane! How wacky! So yeah, I am personally, Coa from Iceland Toy Cat. It's £15 for a bowl of soup. I have spent like £22 on like, it was called Fishman. It was a tiny portion of like Fishman's Pie in Iceland. Iceland's so expensive as a country. I don't understand how people live there, honestly. It's confusing to me. But yeah, yeah, like, wouldn't it be funny if we said things, but with, I guess like stream chat, like, I kind of get it, like, let's be honest. The most outgoing people are not always, the correlation between outgoing and, or like, willingness to say things and value of things that people say, because the people who wait and then they, you know, they say something relevant, they say something related, they talk less because you're listening more, you're working out what to say. People who are just like, aha, I heard this great one, I went on the internet the other day and I heard this great joke I bet Toy Cat hasn't heard before, where you say, okay, Boomer, even though he's not a boomer. Also, I hate chocolate chips, my cookie. I like plain. That is a disgusting opinion. That is, you know what? We were talking earlier about the biggest problem facing the world, like climate change, this, that. No, 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 no. You are the biggest problem facing this world with your plain cookies. Because I always see cookies that aren't chocolate with chocolate chips and then chocolate chips on the chocolate chips. And I think, why are people buying anything but these? Do they not know these exist? And now I know. Now I know the way the world was ruined. And it's you with your bad opinions, Charles Kogan. Live stream chats are like heaven for introverts. It's great because you can talk as much or as little as you like. And, you know, honestly, like, it's hard to build a relationship if you're not talking. But, you know, that's, like, fine. You can have a one-way thing. Parasocial, that's the whole point of the live stream, right? I'm doing all the talking for you. You can contribute as much or as little as you like. And if it's something I miss, or even if it's not good, then, you know, so be it. It goes off into the wind, but it keeps on going anyway. I think there's a beauty to that, personally. I definitely agree with you there, Gracelyn. So, yeah, I guess, there was, someone said something before that. Yeah, so someone said the ligament thing, like, haha, yes, so good. It's like, I don't understand these people. Again, what it must be is it's just like, certain people have very low, have very don't filter themselves, which is good. Like, filtering is a form of lying, you could say. And on the internet, like, what does it matter? Like, I'm a stranger. You don't need to care about my opinions, right? Does it matter in the slightest? I don't think it does. I really, like, if you do something that's good for you and bad for me, from your perspective, I'm the imaginary man on the internet. Why would you not? Thoughts on Costco? You know, the place where you go for groceries and end up with a whole living room setup. I have this problem every time I go to Costco too. So I'm not a member at Costco. I think I could probably apply, because in the UK you have to be a professional to go, and I think you have to, like, I think being self-employed covers that, but I'm not too sure. It's been a while since I looked it up. I really, really, really like Costco, but like, it's because it's American-sized portions of everything. I just get fat when I go to Costco. Like, oh, I'll buy one of these things and I'll eat it across 4 days. I don't eat it across 4 days, and if I do, then it's a lose-lose. Is my point. If you go over 50 letters, Meshes doesn't send. I love you, says Chris Wolf. Oh, fun fact. Now I know why you sent two $1. I think what it is if you send $1, you just don't get a message. Combien de français as tu parles? Assez parles down. No, I can't speak French. You speak French twice in there, and then $5 avec tu. How about you? Oh, you're a French Canadian. Worst type of French people, worst type of Canadians. It's just true. I'm sorry. No, it's thank you very much for the $5 Canadian. Do appreciate it, Joshua Rooney. And I'm sorry I don't speak French. I could probably Google translate that on the spot, but who knows? Can't get fat if you're already fat. That's the best bit about America, right? Like, no one has to worry about getting fat, because whatever. I have long stretches of time without saying anything. Today I corrected our TA, and my voice cracked. TA, teaching assistant. Yeah. Also, thank you. Wait, Microsoft Windows for the $1 super chat. Yeah, no. There is definitely this funny thing where, like, not talking for a long time, you eventually, like, you start to mess up if you haven't done it for a while. Like, this definitely happens in social conversations to me. Some of the life-alteringly bad experiences I've had have been as a result of my inability to talk. But go ahead, finish that sentence, Andrew. Love all this razzing on American food proportions. Yeah, I'm about to go to America. Every single time it comes up, I'm gonna go, what the heck? I was looking through my photos from the last time I was in America, the last time before the last. I was with Kit Kats last time. You don't know, I had a great time. I saw 2 new states. But yeah, as well as that though, please eat. Nah, we'll never eat. I speak French for 10 minutes. I'll give you $5. That's a terrible value proposition. I can say like 8 words in French. I'd just be like, je suis un chat. Je suis un rouge chat. Je suis un bleu chat. What's your favorite splash text? What splash? Oh, we don't get splash when we pause. I like Colormatic. Oh no, I like the one that says this is fine if you're at 720p, but if you're at 1080p, it's really small. I like that as a little, like, oh yeah. I also, bread is pain. I don't know why. That hits me on a spiritual level, you know. Toycat has the patience to search for hundreds of monuments, but not the patience to go in a straight line and torches in the desert. Completely cover it, says Sky MC. Yeah, it's honestly, if you look at my Minecraft behavior, you could very easily conclude from it that I have some, like, I'm sure if a therapist watched my Minecraft, like, play styles, they would very easily be able to diagnose, like, what is wrong with me. Or, you know, not that something is deeply wrong with me, I'm trying to say that, like, you can very easily work out a lot from the weird patterns of what I am, what I find enjoyable and what I don't. Because right now, I actually am enjoying placing torches and talking about Costco, which, by the way, love Costco. I bought like a kilo and a half worth of steak one time. I don't really cook steak that often. I got into it just because it's like, well, I have a kilo and a half in my freezer now. Like, Costco's a really cool idea, but also it's the worst, and also it's the best, and that's what I love about it. It's easier to find a monument than a single gap amongst hundreds of torches. I mean, it is easier to find all the monuments I need than to find all the gaps I need, probably, actually. If you think about it. Please name your bread in an anvil pane. Then bread would be pain, wouldn't it? I have some bread on. Oh, I don't have bread on me. I recorded a video today. Okay, I'm going to switch out my food so I can eat this. Love your content, dude. Keep being awesome. So thank you very much, Huffy Heaty. So I finally today, after forever of like wanting to do it, I finally got villagers in my end. Like, it was a whole process. Okay, Boomer. Haha! Haha! Did you hear it? He said the thing. Like, yeah, I know. I think he's actually playing into the joke with that one, so I like that. Thank you, Busted Cool. If you're not playing into the joke, I'm going to pretend you are, because it makes me more sane on the inside. But yeah, I like that. So, pain is bread in French. Yeah, sorry. That's why it's clever. Bread is also pain, but bread is pen. Pan, you know, whatever. I know the French in that one. I'm good. Endgame project ideas. I need one for my game, says Gamer Girl. Okay, first of all, your name is Gamer Girl. Is that like, are you a gamer girl, or is that a sarcastic thing? Like, what are those that, is it just, you know, whatever, okay. Second of all, endgame products. So I really like the idea, also thank you, Joshua Rooney. I like the idea of like, doing anything with your end. I think the end is the perfect place for an endgame project. Costco also has a 5-gallon jug of Nutella. Also, American portions are what you expect at Thanksgiving dinner. Boy, I read that as BOI, like a point of interest, POI, but like BOI, a point of interest. K-Boomer, says Nathan. So first of all, wait, where did this first one come in from? Oh, that was from someone else. See, it's different at least. At least it's not okay, Boomer. At least it's not okay, Boomer. Like, isn't okay, Boomer funny when you're talking to like, middle-aged men on the internet? Because or maybe it's just like anyone who's older than you is a boomer. I don't know the joke on that level of like, haha, I'm going to reference it there. The best idea is to make a post and have like 7 people mining for you. It works so well. What a genius idea. Also, yeah, let's get some torches over here, shall we? Okay, wait, that one person said doing a straight line. Let's do this. Straight line torches. We've done it. We've done it, boys. We have mastered the art of the straight line torches. It wastes a lot of torches really fast, though. Okay, Zoomer. Oh yeah, Boomer Zoomer. That's a fun thing too, isn't it? See, I find it hilarious. I think I'm a millennial. I looked it up yesterday because my friend said I wasn't a millennial, and I was like, I think I am a millennial. And apparently I fall under 2 different definitions. I fall under one for millennial and one under Gen Z. So basically what I'm saying is I'm all the generations. I am the generation. Okay, Goomer. So, but yeah, no, an actual boomer is someone born like in the 60s to the 80s, I think. But that's why, like, but it's funny if you call someone who's like 40 that, because it's like, they're not quite a boomer, but they're like old enough to be maybe mistaken for one. It's like, okay, humor, right? Humor is saying things that aren't true, or like sometimes that aren't true. Sometimes humor is saying things that are true that no one wants to say. Humor is saying things that aren't true that would be funny if they were true. Like, you know, bread is pain. It's hilarious because you know what? Bread isn't pain. Bread is the fundamental invention which makes the world work. Think about how the world would work if bread went missing tomorrow. Like, we might be thinking about overpopulation as being an issue. Imagine a world without bread. Okay, I'll just go make some breakfast. Oh, I starved to death. There's no toast in the morning. Okay, well, you know, it's fine. I'm gonna like, I don't know, feed a bunch of people. Like, I'm Jesus, so I'm gonna got some bread, got some fish. Don't have bread. Now the Bible doesn't happen. Now humanity has no Christianity. And, you know, there's no God anymore. Also, a boomer joke is anyone who's out of touch in the modern world, a boomer. So a young person. This person could be younger than you. See, but like, I get that, right? I do get that. That's why it's funny, especially if like it's an almost boomer thing. But then it's like, I like that also the meme carries on itself, because if you don't know the okay boomer joke, it's like, haha, that makes you even more of an okay boomer. But yeah, that's the thing. Also, chat, let me know, are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying these straight lines? Are these satisfying to you? Because if not, actually it is really satisfying to go back and look at. It's not satisfying to do though, it's just like, my brain can't just non-stop do a thing. It's just like, I can't do this forever, you know? Can't do this forever. No straight lines. Yes, straight line good, random bad, says Isaac Welling. Asher Scott, you missed the spot at minus 232, 311. That's a really, really, like, this is like an annoying distance far back to go. But you know what, for you, I'll do it. I'll try my best. So let's go. Let's do this. Let's try my best. Start with some Minecraft small talk, and then aggressively lick their eyeball. That is my plan, always and forever. So yeah. By the way, hey, thank you, J Louder Milk. Louder Milk, as opposed to Quieter Milk. Anyway, you inside both on my tweet made me feel like a dirty fanboy because it made me happy. Here's $5 to you. See, oh, this is a person who's like, you know, I'm gonna use Super Chat, but also I know that Super Chat is worse, so I'm gonna pay the Super Chat fees. I like that I like that in an individual. Big fan. Thank you, Elizabeth Shook. Okay, we're gonna find this guy's coordinates. Okay, it was minus 282, 311. It's over here somewhere. Toycat is traumatized by straight lines after yesterday. Stop feeding his trauma, you animals. I didn't even put together the yesterday stream and the straight lines, but like, yeah, that's what it is. You're all feeding off my mental instability from literally diverting from a line by less than a meter and ruining a whole stream. Look what you're all doing to me. Look what you're all doing to me. So yeah, we're gonna find this guy's block, which was minus 282. Again, like, at some point you've taken me too far. I hear phantoms. Hey there, buddy. I hate phantoms. It's no secret. Worst addition to Minecraft, because it makes the end and the nether like so much. He wasn't even right. Minus 282 is this one. Oh, it's 311, which is also wrong. You know what? I think he just made up coordinates. So really, oh gosh, we got it. Let's just go to sleep. I don't like dealing with phantoms. I pretend they don't exist. If they attack me, oh, I took some random damage. Where'd that come from? Who knows? I guess actually I do need the what's it called? The phantom dust, whatever it is. I do technically need that. Also, thank you very much, Nathan. Oh man, I missed the. Okay. I'm not doing this. You're not giving me gaps. Not while we're still like doing huge lines. Also, flaming is actually a pretty good enchantment for these guys, I guess. Yeah, let's kill ourselves some phantoms. They're just, again, it's such a bad mob. There we go. And you're dead. And where are you? Where's the other one? I don't see him. There he is. Do we get anything from that? No phantom dust. All the effort called phantom membranes. No, it's phantom dust. It's definitely phantom dust. It's a dust that comes from a phantom. There you go. So we just wait. See, they're just such a boring mob. Like, oh yeah, this is my favorite. I love Minecraft mechanics like this. And now he's dead. And he didn't give me anything either. Not even XP, I don't think. Oh, there's XP over here for some reason. Please say cave update every time you change slot. Cave update, cave update, cave update, cave update. As fun as that was. Oh, by the way, all my villagers died at some point. It's a whole problem we're gonna have to fix. Don't use a flame enchantment. Did you learn nothing from Filza? Oh, because you, yeah, the guy who died in hardcore, right? He set a zombie on fire, and then the zombie set him on fire, and then some bad stuff happened. And he lost the hardcore. I would love to have a Minecraft hardcore world. It's just, you know, I know I'm going to die at some point and be sad, and then not want to. So, I guess it's good that... Honestly, like, here's the cool thing about that, though. So again, Phil's is a Minecraft YouTuber. Oh, that's weird. Sure, that's useful though. Why not? If you want to do that game, you can do that. But one of the best things that happened, one of the best things that ever happened for that guy is dying in his Minecraft 5-year hardcore world. In the same way that like me failing that million block challenge was arguably better than if I succeeded. That video got like 2-3 million views or something like that. And a lot of people found my channel because of the failure. Like, failure is more interesting than success. Because everyone wants success, no one wants failure. We're more compelled to believe and be interested in car crashes than in cars driving. Please say Sans Undertale, that'd make my day. Sans Undertale, I hope your day was made. If your day is not made, then I would like a refund on my words that I just said. But you know, like I'd love to do a hardcore series, but it's literally just like the problem is there's only hardcore on Java right now. For some reason, it's been years, and they just haven't gone around to a hardcore on Bedrock. And So that like limits the number of people who like care about watching it, first of all. And then second of all, it's the fact that if you start a hardcore series, you're kind of stuck in it. You're committed to continue the hardcore series. So I don't know. It's like a fun idea, but it's like an awful thing to do. You get me? You feel me? If you don't feel me, you should be feeling me. So also yeah, everyone's like following on from the high quality internet things. Everyone's saying Jet Pritzstein didn't kill himself. Here's the thing though. The cool thing about that meme is at least you're spreading like, at least you're keeping something alive. Because you know, OK Boomer is such a meme that it started like a whole discourse about like, you know, age and, you know, like age inequality and stuff like that. Sure, how wonderful. But you know, what's the other one we mentioned? Joe Mama. I guess it sucks to be called Joe, because if people say like, "Who's Joe?" You're like, "It's me," and they're like, "Nope, Joe Mama." But yeah, I think the one about Jeffrey Epstein, like, sure, the world should probably be pretty concerned about the man of all the knowledge that killed himself in a suspicious way that was deemed to be not possible despite being on suicide watch, right? That sounds like a logical thing to me. Cue of people starting to feel you. I mean, feelings are okay. That's why we call feelings, right? It's like when you feel something, but like physically. How many torches do you think you placed? I calculated it roughly. It's about 40,000 if you don't include this half. If you include this half, it's way more. But we don't like to include that, even though we're placing blocks. Let's focus on this half, first of all. On this half of the river, 100% placement, and then we'll deal with the rest. So yeah, let's just go in straight lines, and then we'll deal with it that way. That's how we'll get the gaps done. Everyone loves the straight line solution to gaps. Wait, you feel things? I pretend to feel things so that people go away, which is basically the same as feeling things. If you really get down to the brass tacks of it. Also, another block. Yeah, I think actually we can do like 3 rows at once, because we're seeing the ones on both sides that we haven't placed, and also we're seeing the ones directly in front of us. It's just no. You know what? We'll go back to straight lines. We'll go back to straight lines, chat. It's great. Someone tell them to cover the torches in dirt after this. That would be beautiful. Ender Potato Cat. That would be beautiful. But should we go back to my spending history? I know you all love it. I spent $9.87 at a Waitrose on the day before yesterday. So let me tell you. Okay, if you don't live in the UK, I'm sure there's an equivalent in America. Probably Whole Foods, I'd guess, based on what I hear online. But Waitrose is like the most expensive supermarket. It's very middle class. It's very posh, you might say. It's expensive. It's and it's not just like expensive, but like, oh, but you get quality. No, the same brands that are like a Ben and Jerry's tub that might be £2.50 on sale or like $4.99 otherwise, it's just £6. Why? Because you're in Waitrose. It's the nice supermarket, and yeah, it's wildly expensive to go into. I went in there. I go in there every now and then because it's the only store in a certain part of my town, and I'm like, yo, I'll give it a try. Maybe it's changed. Maybe my socioeconomic status has increased to the level where this is comfortable for me. And I just bought lunch. Literally the bare minimum I needed for lunch. It was £9.87. There's no meal deal at Waitrose. So I spent £9.87. Then I'm like, oh, I need a bag. And they've got this big thing, because obviously, in the middle class, like, signaling your... It's not just about signaling your wealth, it's about signaling the virtues you have, too. This is why we have the term virtue signaling. So, one of the things is, like, we don't have plastic bags anymore, because they were killing the environment. Rather than giving you the choice not to have them, we've taken away the choice for other people. Because that's what people love. They love the idea that it's not just me suffering, everyone suffers. But, like, people actually love that when it comes to certain things. So it's like, oh, I don't want to feel this, that. Also, thank you very much, Ninja, for the $1.99 super chat. So, then it was £5 for a bag. £5! So I was like, I don't have... Okay, that's my flight notification. I've got a flight today. I've got to take. It's midnight, almost. But yeah, it's like, okay, £5 for it. Like, just the bare minimum. It was that or hold my stuff, and I had a scooter with no hands. I was like, okay, guess I'm holding it with my non-existent hands. Also, Ben & Jerry's costs $11.50 a pint in Australia, no matter where you shop. It makes me sob. Is that equivalent to about £5? No, that's a lot more. That is actually, isn't it? Yeah, Ben & Jerry's is cheap in the UK compared to most countries. Like, the only place where ice cream's cheaper than the UK that I've seen worldwide is, like, outside of, like, you know, developing countries. Although Ben & Jerry's isn't even cheap in developing countries because it's imported. But, Yeah, basically, hold on, you have a flight? Yeah, I'm going to Vegas. It's going to be great. That's why I'm leaving for a week and a half. I'm going to go gamble away all my money and then come back so I can earn some more. That's where the poison fund's going. You know all that money you gave me to poison myself? Better believe it's going to be a good time poisoning me. But yeah, so, basically, I had 5 guests today and they had plastic straws, heaven. I actually physically like places more if they're willing to have plastic straws. Like, yeah, go against the consensus. Be your own thing. Your counter notification made me panic because I thought I forgot an assignment. Yeah, that noise freaks me out every time. Cause it's like, oh god, what is it that I... That's the whole thing. Isn't it more expensive due to it being more well organized? Says Dopey36. So, I mean, okay, Waitrose, I don't know what the justification on the price is. In reality, what I think it is it's actually, they don't even pay their staff better. But it's like, there are some things that are more expensive because of all the costs. There are partnerships, the money goes to their employees indirectly. I keep watching your streams when they're not live, so I keep forgetting I could comment, says Caution Lettuce. Hey, Caution Lettuce, thank you for the £1. I wonder how many people, like, I could probably find out. How many people do you think super chat because they think it's live and then they find out, like, oops. Because every now and then someone becomes a member while I'm recording a video. Have you seen that? It shows up there. And I guess someone must super chat and they'll be like, oops. So safe flight, although they're generally very safe, so may it be child free. See, again, okay, wait, so you are a mother based on your name, Aughty Mama. Again, you've clarified a few times, but I'm clarifying for everyone else's benefit. Is it okay for people to hate children on, like, the level of, like, I pray when I get on a flight, like, okay, no children. Then when you see children, you're like, not in my row, not in my row, not in, other side the plane, please. Because even then it's gonna be loud, but, like, there's a loudness thing. If it's in the seat next to you, no noise cancelling headphones in the world can fix that. And I get that, like, parents need to travel. Babies don't need to travel. What are babies doing across the world? Why do, you know, like, something carbon babies, right? You know, if we care about the planet so much, why are we letting babies on planes is my thing. But, I think that about my kids, says Ultimo. I like that, honestly. But yeah, like, it's the worst thing, right? I think we as society should just come together and be like, hey, children are the worst. Do your best to deal with it if you're going to have some. If you don't have some, we should have, like, child-free areas. Because, like, honestly, the loudness of them, like, I don't know if this is a common thing or not, but, like, that's where it gets me. You pronounce my name differently each time. Kaljin. Kuljin. Kuljin. It's like Caution. Charles Caution. Okay, Kuljin. Thank you very much, Charles Kuljin, for the $1.09 super chat. Do appreciate it. I want to get my tubes tied, but you need 2 kids and your husband's permission, so I guess I'll die. That got blocked by the thing. I can actually hit show on that, so everyone can see your beautiful comment, Lena. Honestly, I would actually say, so, like, I would be down. I'm off the real opinion right here that I know I don't want kids right now so badly. Like, the amount I was about to say the amount of money I'd give to not have a kid, but you can test that really easily, can't you? But the amount of the amount I don't want a kid is hard to measure. Let's say that like quite similarly. But I think the logic is like, I don't think, actually I guess for some reason I guess I see that as like a thing, like if I really wanted to I should be allowed to, but I think like permanent decisions like that are really quite, I don't know. I think I know I don't want kids so bad right now, but I know that like there's a chance I will later, because I know the psychology behind why people switch to wanting kids, and I know that as much as I'd like to be immune to it, I know that at some point I might not be. And that's why I would be cautious of making myself unable to have them, as opposed to just, you know, temporarily making it not a thing, which is very easy to do, right? Like, making things temporarily not a thing, one of the easiest ways to deal with problems. $50,000 not to have a kid. What does a kid cost? Like $250,000? So here's the sad math, right? You'd have to work out. Okay, so first of all, am I forced to be a part of this child's life? Am I going to pay child support? If it's literally like, no, because then it's not me having a kid if I'm not. So if I am forced to have a child, that child is going to either financially or time-wise, or likely both, take something from me. And then it's like 50,000. Compare that to a quarter, million, right? Compare that to years of like either me being a bad father because I travel so much, or me not traveling. You know, like add these things together, and it's like, yeah, no, this isn't great. Rounding out to $20 for the night. Thank you for the stream. Buy yourself some expensive middle-class lunch. I legitimately will buy some middle... Again, it's actually like, you know, £5 for sushi, like, you know, supermarket sushi is insane. But for supermarket sushi, it is the best. So I'm gonna get me some middle-class supermarket sushi on you. It's good to hear. But yeah, I also. CGP says, why are you guys asking me he's a virgin? He plays Minecraft and doesn't want a kid. Of course he's a Chad. Yeah, like, famously the best romantic partners are Minecraft playing Minecraft players that don't want children. That's what every woman's looking for, really. Just like, check 1, plays Minecraft. Check 2, also doesn't want children. No, one of the trends I actually find interesting is like, against children, which again, like, I think is a good thing in general. I was so scared. Like, there was a time period in my life there was you'd be hilarious as a dad, but you'd be so dumb with any of the kids' nonsense. Yeah, that's what it would be. That's what it would literally be. I'd just be like, okay, so, you know, you're crying, but why are you crying? I'm not gonna get you more milk because you, like, you know, work with me here. You stop crying, I'll get you some milk. As soon as you stop crying, you can have the milk. Oh, what's that? You're not gonna stop crying? Well, you don't get the milk, do you? Actually, that's probably bad parenting. I don't know how parenting works. Just to clarify, please do not follow Toy Cat's advice here. But how much money annually do you get from YouTube? Here's the thing. People like to think of YouTube as being like a job with real money. Like every month, I get a different amount of money from YouTube, and that amount has varied from the top and bottom in just the last 5 years alone, literally 100 times. There's been the multiplier between the top and the bottom payment I received is literally 100 times greater. You don't do this job if you want financial stability. The idea of an annual income makes no sense. Because, like, what did I make last year? Do you mean the 12 months to now? Or do you mean, like, 2018? Or do you mean the last tax year? All three numbers are wildly different. Like, we're talking thousands apart. Which is something, like, I like. Because you know, again, I live a... I save most of what I earn, and like I'm fine if everything goes to crap. But like, yeah, that's the whole thing. Found a $5 bill in my pocket, so here you go. I mean, I feel like thank you anyway. My middle class lunch just got a little bit better. Thank you very much, Nathan. 10 pieces of Kroger sushi is $10 for tax, and Kroger isn't even posh. Is it good sushi though? Okay, you know what? Okay, Americans of the chat. It's April to April. So we know he makes thousands. Ah, darn. I gave away the secret. I gave away the secret. The amount I earn every year is, in fact, measurable in a number of thousands. I guess like 0.6 thousand is 0.6 thousands, right? Like 0.15 thousand. I guess you say thousand anyway, but like it's... that, like, for some reason, 0 point something is still plural. So I could earn 0.6 thousand and still be in the plurals. After you've done this, make your own cave update by placing torches inside of each underground block. What a terrible, but yet lovable idea. So yeah, by the way, we've completely covered this half of the desert now. If there are more blocks, I've yet to find them. Actually, let's go look for any like big gaps. But let's just do one big walkthrough. If you spot a gap, let me know. If it's on sandstone, don't let me know. If it's on stone, be like, you missed a block of stone, Toy Cat. Like over there, actually, probably. Although they're underneath sand, so I can't touch those. But besides those, if you see stone without anything on it, let me know. If it's not stone, I'm not going to be able to find it ever again. So, after you've done this, place sand on top of the torches and admire the physical impossibility. The funny thing is, I could cover the desert in carpet now, and the light would go through, and it would just be this really perfectly lit biome. But that also sounds hellish, so I'm not going to do that. You're missing a lot of it. There is a gap. Ah, you know what? gaps are a good thing, right? That's why people always want them between their thighs. That's a thing I've heard is a thing. But yeah, no, the funny thing about middle class sushi, I was gonna like someone was like genuinely questioned like, was that a story about how he was a virgin or not? I'm the biggest virgin in the world. I don't even know what even are thighs. What even are, you know, what? Why would you want a gap there? Like, aren't those pieces of meat from KFC? Women don't have thighs. I want to play that, but also like I don't want to deal with that right now. So I lost a few brain cells from that comment. So let's talk about more things that I bought recently, because so that was all I bought till Thursday. Oh no, also on Thursday I spent £52 on at the dentist. So I don't know if £52 is a lot or a little. I have a really good dentist near me, like a really good dentist, yeah, like the only reason I used to use them because they were the nearest dentist, and now I use them because it's like, well, why switch to a worse dentist, you know? £1 for the Torch Cave, says Caution Lettuce. Hey, thank you, Caution Lettuce, for the £1 super chat. But yeah, so in the UK, maybe this is interesting to. This is only interesting to like. Actually, this isn't interesting to anyone because like, if you're American, oh, you pay for something to do with your health. Oh, how wacky. But healthcare is free in the UK, but it doesn't cover eyes and it doesn't cover teeth. I can't work out why it doesn't cover those things, but whatever. So, okay, any advice on existential horror? Says Lorenz, 42S. My best advice is like, it's fun to get yourself in a depressive state. Like, people like to think that happiness is the default good emotion. Like, happiness should be the most addicting emotion, right? Because it's good. Well, how can you not be addicted to good? That's why people get addicted to drugs, right? They're good. That's actually not why. People don't get addicted to the good in drugs. Seeing is a privilege. But another reason not to procreate, sometimes kids need glasses. And a lot of them too, right? I'm gonna hop right down on the no procreation train here. But yeah, the thing about depression, the thing about existential dread, is it's really easy to get addicted to them. To be like, I love this. You don't even know what's happening. You're just like, but like, it feels good to feel bad. That's why sad music exists. That's why so many people get trapped in these endless cycles. Sometimes it's good to be a bit destructive. But also you can get stuck in it, like as a cycle. And there you go. Now, pro tip with Toy Cat. Don't, like, even though it can be fun to feed into that, that's why, like, it's a good habit to get in, like, instead of reading memes about political candidates you don't like and how the world's gonna die, look at wholesome memes. It's one of my favorite Twitter accounts. It's just things that make you smile. I mean, you go, yeah, this is great. Like, why would you not want to smile more? Why would you browse, I don't know, like, the politics section on your favorite social media site? Why would you browse the cesspool that is that? That's not going to change the world. It's just people complaining about the world. Like, oh, okay, can we talk about this actually? This is one of my biggest bugbears about the world. So it's true for Reddit, it's true for Twitter, I don't go on any of social media. I'm sure it's true for Facebook, and I don't think Instagram has politics, but if it did, I'm sure it's true there. Politics is the same thing, where there are political discussions all the time that people think are there to like, I'm going to stay informed, I'm going to be a good voter. It's just people making each other riled up. This is, on Facebook you see like, oh, them Democrats, go on, take away your whatever you like. And then, you know, that's why Facebook advertising was so effective. You just manipulate that feeling. And then on, you know, like the left-wing versions of that is like, hey, you hear about this thing that someone did? It's really bad. It's the worst thing that's ever been done. You need to think about this and you need to feel bad about this. But the real truth is that, like, you should be informed, but spending all day reading about other people's takes on things isn't informed. It's just a form of vocalizing rage, you know? Like, you have your positions, use those positions to decide who to vote for, and then maybe if someone asks, bring that as a thing up. But yeah, I see so many people who get trapped in that endless cycle. Free healthcare isn't free, Democrats are social. So first of all, yeah, we have free healthcare in the UK. It's actually, I pay a lot more for health, like, in terms of, like, no one actually thinks that free healthcare. Actually, maybe some people do. That's probably concerning. But everyone knows on some level. I really like the idea of free healthcare, even though I pay more than I would pay for private healthcare, because it's nice to have it always forever for everyone. Because you can't make smart economic decisions about health, even if you have a lot of money. Yeah, it's not free. It's paid for by taxes. Fun fact. Yeah, I think that should always be clear too. Pro tip with anyone right here: when people say like free, I don't know, like I don't know, free. What's a common thing that people want for free? Free, I don't know, like student loans, free toothpaste. If you say free toothpaste, it's not. You don't just make toothpaste free. You pay for it in a different way because everything is paid for because of the way the economic reality. In fact, the way every economic system that humans have ever had relies on paying for things. At the same time, if every single person had to read all the unbiased source material, oh no, but like all I'm saying is like reading the news itself kind of questionable, but then don't dive into like the responses of a lot of people just read the responses to headlines. They don't read the information itself. And I think one of my favorite, the thing I always recommend is don't just read one place if you are going to get into that cycle. If you want to be wildly informed on politics, don't just read one place. Read all the places. Work out why it is your opponents think the way they do. Like, for instance, I know American news sources. I don't read any of them because I don't care about your politics on that level. Sorry. I watch YouTube videos every now and then where people show up, and that's interesting. But, you know, there's, NBC that is on one side and Fox is on the other. If you read one and don't read the other, then you don't know why half of America seems to be so wacky. Why don't you work out what's wrong so you can fix it for them so they'll vote for your person? Wow, there you go. That's that. And then when it comes up in conversation, you can actually talk about it. Right now, the way it is, right, is like Thanksgiving's that awkward time of year where everyone talks politics and everyone talks politics and it's like, oh no, grandma's got that awful opinion about this. And it's like, try and work out why, and then you can rebut it. Although families, like, they're not going to listen to you because, like, you know how family structures are. Families suck in general when it comes to taking people seriously. I mean, in general. I'd like to believe there are some good family members somewhere. Have you read the Telegraph comment section? It's the worst, says Liv. I have not, actually. I have not. The comment section of most major news websites, like mainstream news, is like, it's scary. It's I can see why like reputable sites don't have comment sections, because I don't know. It's like the live chat on a YouTube video. I can make the most poignant point. Not that that was poignant. That was very basic. Like read the opposite of your own opinion. Try and disprove your own opinion. Right? Like science. Do you know how science works? You take your premise and you try and prove it wrong. If you can't prove it wrong, it's true. If you can prove it wrong, you've got a new opinion. Politics, you take your own opinion and if you change it, you're a traitor and you hate the things that are opposite of that. Also, how do I figure out my original spawn location? So there's two easy ways to do this. One is to die, like break your bed and die. Two is to, the second way is to use a compass and it'll point towards your spawn. It's easy stuff. Or invite someone to your world. That's a third easy way. I feel like it's pretty easy to have informed opinions on things, just not everyone goes out of their way to do that, says Heidi Corbell. Yeah, I would actually, I'd agree with that one as like a thing. Like, it's just, because it's easy, it's like, informed opinions aren't as fun. It's like that thing, the reason we got onto this discussion is because it's easier and more fun, I would say, to be sad when you're already feeling sad than to change to happy. And it's fun to keep your existing belief more than it's fun to try and open your mind, because then you realize the world's complex, right? You start to realize, oh, there's not just evil people, there's not just the people who vote for the good person and the evil guys, there's some people who, you know, like something lesser to evil. Like you start to get a more nuanced view, and then you can start to change it. If you don't understand the world, how can you change the world, you know? It's like that, you know, famous quote thing about like, oh, if you can't clean your room, how can you solve the climate crisis, you know? And it's like, you know, it's not unfair, right? It's not unfair. Broke my bed and still spawned there. Did it not say your bed was missing or obstructed? Because if so, then I have no clue what you did weirdly. But yeah, like flat earthers. Yeah, exactly. Like flat earthers, the problem with them, and anti-vaxxers, like, there are anti-intellectual movements where other people tell you, not only do people get involved on the idea of like, when science disproves me, the science is wrong. Or when someone like, if you know, if you go around not willing to change your opinion, the most extreme version of that are these growing movements of anti-intellectuals where it's like, what if being smart was bad? What if actually thinking about things wasn't what it was? What if how I felt was more important? You know, I don't know. That's like a lot of the. Oh, there's missing a block here. How nice. We can fill that in. But yeah, that's a more and more common thing you see in so many circles of life is like, yeah, just like, what if like we did this, but minus the part. We have so many torches we can make, by the way. Let's get 3 sets out here. So what do you play on? I play on the Xbox One. Now you know. I put llama around the whole area. It keeps spawning me close to where my bed was. That's a weird one, Alex Richardson. Use a compass. If your compass points there, then it's just your world spawn location, I guess. But if you're playing on Bedrock, that shouldn't happen unless there's a bug. There's always bugs on Bedrock, though, so that doesn't narrow things down very much, does it? Okay, so let's fill in the last of these gaps as we're going. I'm starting to see more and more of them, which is good. Because every time we walk across it, I spot another gap, and then eventually we'll spot all the gaps. That's just science. That's just basic science. But oh, here's an idea. Let's place all of the on the side of this. Let's have torches and all of it. Because I think that adds to the aesthetic, right? At least a little bit. Do you agree, chat? If you don't agree, too late. We've already started. So yeah, I really am concerned about that as a thing. Of like, what if our feelings were more important than facts? Because if you take that, you can get into so many scary areas of like, because every person intuitively wants to think that, right? Like, I don't know. There are so many areas of my life. Like, I'm about to do something based on, some of the best things in life can come from putting. Oh my! I hate you so much. You've ruined so many torches. Okay, so that's why we need torches up there, just to stop that happening and ruining my day. Your cursor literally goes over the gaps. Your brain just fills in the torch. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Literally my. Oh, there we go. Here's another one. But yeah, some of the best things in life can come from your feelings, because your feelings are half of your brain too. You need to care about what it says. But when it comes to how you interact with other people, you've got to remember that facts are more important. Unless they have the exact same feelings. In which case, sure, whatever. Use feelings. Those are fun. I'm an Xbox console and companion on my PC Bedrock. It's always buggy. Is there a different way to play Bedrock on PC? Like, download it? Yeah, it's called Minecraft for Windows 10. And if you... Like, I'm not sure if that's the version you're playing. But yeah, it's called Minecraft Windows 10. You can play Bedrock on PC natively. It's real great. Should I take a nap? That's a thing. Facts don't care about your feelings. Is that Philip Franco, right? Hey, look at me. Nice reference with Toy Cat. So, yeah, while we're on this same track anyway, how about... Oh, so dental care is free in the UK? No, sorry, healthcare is paid for by taxes. Or, to keep things simple, socialized medicine is what we have in the UK. And, again, I'm a big fan of, like, free markets for everything, but also not for things where people can't make decisions. That's why I'm a fan of it. Fun fact. But yeah, so found a gap here. But it doesn't cover eyes and teeth, so I pay for my dentist, and like £52 seems like a lot, right? Am I crazy for that? Or, like, chat, if you go to the dentist in the UK, how much does it cost you? Because, like, I think most people just don't go, honestly, because it costs money. But it just seems like a lot. Like, that's, I was just saying $16 an hour is a lot. That's 4 hours. I have to stream for, probably I made £52 this stream. Thank you for paying for my dentist, chat. Appreciate it. We all just chip in, £2 each, 26 of us, and Toy Cat's dentist bill will be paid. Ben Shapiro. Why is Ben Shapiro a thing in the chat? Oh, that is. Oh, it's Ben Shapiro, not Philip DeFranco. Right. My bad. My bad. Are you sure that's not? Are you sure that's not a Philip DeFranco thing? Is it also a Philip DeFranco? Like, did one of them get it from the other? My bad. It sucks to be me, right? So, pay to get that rotting tooth removed. They actually recommended that I don't. I was like, oh god, this is gonna be the worst. And she's just like, give it 5 years and then you'll want to get it removed. And it's like that. Like, she said, like, as soon as it starts hurting, then we can start removing it. And it's like, that sounds like a terrible idea. It's just wait. But yeah, they also said they couldn't basically fix it because they're like, we're not even going to bother fixing it because it's so far back there. You're just going to get infected again. And it's like, I hate this attitude towards dentistry. I just want more teeth, right? I just want more teeth. Healthcare genuinely is that expensive. A lot of routine health insurance costs thousands, but no one realizes because they pay through tax. Oh, a lot of the time, like, there are so many people who use up hundreds of thousands of healthcare treatments and don't even know it because it's paid for via taxation. And realistically, you know, not their taxation, right? But the reason that that is a also what this is so weird. But the reason that's kind of a good thing is because it's like, so what are the alternatives? They die, and it's like, okay, no. So they get in an amount of debt that a person can't cover in their lifetime. So yeah, medical care is expensive in the UK, but it's nowhere near as expensive because this is the second. You know, are we talking about healthcare? Am I giving you an argument? Again, if you live in America, I don't care about your system. You can keep dying the way you want. I have free healthcare in America, so you know this is on you guys to care about. But the other reason it's a lot cheaper than other systems is because drug companies make all their money in America because that's where it's the easiest to, like, it's the richest country, but also insurers have way less leverage than the UK. The UK government regularly just says, we won't buy your treatment unless you make it this price. And they're like, we'll make a profit at that price, or we can make nothing at this price. Then they pay the lower price. In America, the insurance company says, we won't cover that drug. And then the customers go, no, cover that drug. And then it's like, okay, they pay 5 times as much. Tom is a gnome. Tom is, in fact, a gnome. Thank you, Gene Kirchhoff, for the $5 super chat. Who is Tom, and why is he a gnome? These are questions I'd like to know the answer to, but I don't think I ever will. But yeah, spent almost $500,000 in medical bills. So yeah, the only reason I'm in favor of it is because it's like, it's cheaper because it's collectively negotiated, right? Like, collective negotiation is really bad for competitiveness, but if the competitiveness is done overseas anyway, which it is, it's all done in America. Like, we can free ride on the American system, and why would we not want to, you know? Like, it's like, if someone, imagine if it's like, hey, I worked for an insurance company once. I believe I no longer have a soul. You know, I couldn't read your comment. I tried my best. Tom is a boomer. See, that's funny, because you're taking a thing that someone's trying to make his thing big, and you turned it into a thing. Dozed off during your stream, ended up dreaming about being in Minecraft, and a killer bunny coming off me. Woke up confused and concerned. So, 2 things to respond to that with, Joey Wagner. One is the fact that killer bunnies are something I thought about recently. And 2, the days I was, it was the days that when I was making that Enderman farm, it took 3 days, and I don't know why I did that. It was such a questionable Let's Play thing, but I had fun, so I guess that's that. But because of that, because I was doing that all day, I literally had dreams about playing Minecraft, and like, I needed flint and steel. I found a shulker box full of flint and steels, and I was like, oh, this saves me a trip back to the overworld. Like, I was that obsessed and like worried about how long it was taking me. It was a whole thing. It was awful. There's a reason I like this. There's a reason I place torches in the desert rather than making Enderman farms during streams. It's less stressful. We can have fun. We can talk about whatever we want, including my teeth if we want to. We had a discussion about universal healthcare just there. That was wacky, wasn't it? Toycat, the extreme free market socialist, apparently. Like, there are a lot of things that I think should not be done on a collective basis, but healthcare is not one of them. To summarize those opinions. But that's because I live in a country that isn't America, where we get to free ride on the benefits of America. Like India has wildly cheap medicine because they can't afford the expensive stuff, but it's the same medicine. And there's a lot of countries in that same boat. And you know, actually, there's one thing. Next time you have an expensive medical bill, just know you're very indirectly paying for my healthcare. Very indirectly. And if you super chat to a Toy Cat stream, just know you're directly... I guess actually, you pay me money and then I pay taxes on that money, which does indirect... Then you're very directly as well as indirectly paying for my healthcare. Isn't that wonderful? What time is your flight? My flight is at 4 p.m. I'm gonna go to sleep. Like I've got a pack, and then I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I'm gonna go to the airport. There's a lot of steps between me and there. Like it's barely even a thing that is a thing, you know. Like that's a thing to me. Like things only become real when it's like it's the next big thing on my docket. The next big thing on my docket is you know, try and convince people to give me $2 in exchange for whatever I asked for earlier. I don't even care about that. Anyway, so yeah, I paid for the dentist, which is not free in the UK, or socialized and paid for collectively by the government. And then before that, I spent £5.15 at Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's is like a step below Waitrose. Like it's not, they don't gouge you too much, but it's still a bit more than you'd like to pay. I spent £3.75 at Sainsbury's the day before that. I spent £7.05 at Sainsbury's 3 days before that. I spent £2 at Wasabi. It's a Japanese place in London the day before that. And then I spent £35.50 on dinner that same day. $35.50, Jesus, that was an expensive dinner. My brother has like really cheap expensive taste. He likes expensive places, he likes paying not much for them. Also, thank you, Zach Bishop. We did it. That was the last task I had to do. I had to convince people to give me money, and Zach Bishop came through and did it. Also, thank you, Patrick Cantrell. I don't think I said your name. But also, Baby Carrot is here again. The confusing, ever confusing Baby Carrot. What did you buy at Sainsbury's? So, every time I go to Sainsbury's, I'm just like, I need food for now, and then maybe food for the next meal I'm about to eat. So I bought, I think... Oh, actually, I bought a tub of Ben & Jerry's, if we want a full circle around on that one. I bought a tub of vegan Ben & Jerry's in my freezer. Like, it's one of those things I just want to store in there for a long amount of time. And then eventually it'll just pop up and I'll be like, hey. Because the way it works, I don't know if this is everyone's supermarket or just mine. One of the types of Ben & Jerry's is always on sale. There's like regular, there's Mufori, which is my favorite, and then there's vegan, which is like the backup. If Mufori is not there or it's not on sale. And I was like, oh, the vegan one hasn't been on sale forever. And it's really weird. It's really, really very strange. God, I want to become friends with someone who always wants to hang out at these pretentious places that taste like gentrification. You know, gentrification is so tasty. Like, say what you will about everything else. But boy, is the taste amazing. No, honestly, what it was just a really confusing restaurant. It looked like I was in someone's, like, kitchen being served by, like, their mother or something. But there was a team of 7 chefs all making, like, all the food. And all the food was tiny, so I wasn't filled when I... Like, I spent £35.50. I was pretty hungry. That's why I spent £2 at Wasabi. I got Japanese food afterwards. And bear in mind, I don't eat very much anymore, because I have to not be a fat monster, because I'm going to America. Opinion on Marks and Spencer's. My family used to have our wine with them. Wait, you had your wine with the Marks and Spencer's, or you had your wine from Marks and Spencer's? Vegan Ben & Jerry's is good. I'm vegan intolerant, so vegan for the win. I do have to say, that yeah, like it actually is good. It's like I like when vegan things are interesting, different, and arguably better. Like, you know, when it's just worse meat, it's like, well, I'll just eat meat, won't I? It's cheaper. It has more vitamin B12 and iron and zinc or whatever else. And also, you know, it tastes nice. You know, I don't know. It's a whole thing. Anyway, so yeah, we're going back in straight lines now. By the way, hope you're happy with me. I'm trying my best, trying to keep you all happy with these very, very, very straight lines. That's why I don't like the Impossible Burger. Okay, but the Impossible Burger, it tastes like to me, I like the Impossible Burger because it tastes like a meat we haven't tried yet. They didn't just go for, let's make beef but bad. They're like, let's make, you know, what if a turkey, you know, got intimate with, you know, I don't know, a pig. And what if that was a meat? And it's like, that's something the world doesn't have. it's a very strange mixture. It's or like maybe a turkey and a cow is a better example. But yeah, to me it tastes to me like we've invented a new bird or a new animal, and it's like, heck yeah, I'm excited to eat this new animal. Except it's a fake animal. Honestly, you know, I would be just as hyped if we did invent a new bird just to eat it. Like, we breed turkeys with chickens because chicken tastes better than turkey, but sometimes turkey has the edge. What if we had the best bits of chicken, the best bits of turkey, and also the low fatness of, I don't know, like a lettuce? What if we crossbreed a chicken with a turkey with a lettuce? A chickitis. A letkitis. What's your favorite type of meat? Beef is the best. I don't like eating too much beef though. Just because, like, actually, I think it's the one that makes me feel the worst about myself. Actually, you know what? It should be the best about myself in terms of animals, because, like, you need such a tiny amount of cow to make a meal, right? Like, whereas I eat, like, 10 chickens die a year just for my diet, whereas, like, 1/5 of a cow dies a year for my diet, I assume. Maybe those numbers are higher. Probably a month, I would say. But, yeah, basically, heck, I didn't get notified again, says Pit Rose. Good to see you anyway, right at the tail end of the stream. How long have we been going? I feel like too long. Okay, we'll go for the last couple stacks of torches. We just have so much charcoal. It feels wasteful. Not to now. Okay, let's grab the last of the sticks as well. Let's grab these. And let's do these as well. Let's do this. Let's get this good and done proper. They produce a lot of methane. Methane's a lie. It's propagated by the chicken breeders because they don't want the turkey chicken lettuce to come out, you know. That's what they don't want. Did you know there are 100 cows in the McDonald's burger? I mean, that doesn't bother me if it's like 100 fractions of a cow. If it literally is like 100 cows have to die for that burger, that'd be crazy. This is my free super chat. Look in #MiskImages. I do not look on Discord very often. It's not my social media, you know. It's like how I don't use Pinterest or, I don't know, Instagram. I'm gonna Instagram at least once in Vegas. That's my promise to you, the internet. I so rarely Instagram. Like I'm just not an Instagram person, honestly. I so rarely Instagram. But I try to when I travel now. Like, oh, it's like a travel thing. Everyone loves travel. For whatever reason, I had to buy Minecraft on Microsoft Store again, and now this won't work correctly. I made note of the corners this time. Glad to help you, Mr. Alex Richardson. I'm glad I could be of assistance. So, also, in response to your inquiry, no, we did not drink our wine with the original guys. M&S sold our wine. No, I reckon your family knows the Mark and the Spencer. Oh, but yeah, Marks and Spencer's like the highest end UK chain that's actually like, I would say good. Like, I wouldn't say worth the money because it's actually, you know, I would say worth the money if you're down to spend. Like, if you want good stuff, you go to Marks and Spencer's, is my kind of thing. Whereas Waitrose is the same stuff, but overpriced. Whereas at least at Marks and Spencer's, it's not comparable, and it all tastes good, so you're like, I spent more money, but it is better. You know, that's all I want from the world, you know? I'll give you more money if you give me a better product. I'll accept a worse product if you charge me less money for it. Am I being so picky, world? Am I being so picky? But the little piggy sweets are so cool. Oh yeah, the Percy Pigs. If you come to the UK for a short amount of time, you've got to try Percy Pigs. They are vegetarian, maybe vegan. I don't know. They're one of the animal status things, or they come in animal status versions. They're just so tasty, and I can't even work out why. Like, what is it that makes them unique? What can they do for their little you know, pig sweets that other companies cannot? And I don't know the answer to that question, but I do know that, yeah, if you come to the UK, you'll go through a train station with a Marks and Spencer's, pick up a bag of Percy Pigs, give it a whirl. But yeah, okay, we're just gonna keep on trolling forwards on this one. I want to really make sure that there's no definition of covering the desert in torches that doesn't include this. I think we should also shovel up all of this. Let's do it. Just zoom through, and we'll be great. I feel bad eating meat, but I like it more than I can stop. I think that's most people in the world, right? Like, there are very few people who are like, you know what? I think animals dying on a mass level is good. But then some people say, well, you know, oh no. Oh god, that's the that's just a tragedy, isn't it? Thank you very much, Alex Richardson. So I have one villager left. How can I lure another villager there to reproduce? Another villager isn't too far away. Throw it in a boat. I actually have the video I spent all day today recording. Like, it took me 5 hours, which isn't all day, but you know what? It's all day, okay? How is that all day? If I spent 5 hours on that and 2 hours here, how is my day mostly gone? Well, you know, I spent... So I spent most of my day working on a video about that, which will come out next week whenever it's like done editing. But long story short, boats are the easiest way. You just drag them. You can use minecarts. That used to be the only way, but it's easy now with boats. Get in the boat. I was registered for 5 years, and you wouldn't stop punishing yourself when it wouldn't do something good for the world. I don't like that attitude. I think you should always do the small things that you know are good for you that are also good for the world. I also think though, like, there is a point where like you can help the world in better ways than your current way. So like, for instance, I don't know, what's an example of a good thing everyone oh man, this is the... I've got to be more careful. But oh yeah, that's just the worst, isn't it? But yeah, I'm heartbroken. Yeah, no, I think you can help the world in lots of ways without helping the world in every way, because there are lots of systemic issues which you could just be like, well, that's hard, you know. Not everything should be easy, but also it's great. Also, thank you for the good idea. Love your streams. Here's my free super chat for your Vegas fund, and Alex too. Also, I'll go with, I thank you very much, Pit Rose. First of all, you use YouTube Premium, Pit Rose. That's a sign. Wait, wrong person. But yeah, that's a sign. That's the sign of someone who knows what's up on YouTube. Like, again, I honestly like $11.99 or whatever it is a month. It's too much for me to pay, so I wouldn't ask anyone to do it for that reason. But like, if you want ad-free and you want background play and you want Google Play Music, which is pretty good, it's a cool way to support YouTubers as well. And I want that to be on the record, because YouTube doesn't promote it themselves. Maybe because it's like too contentious. But like, when you watch these live streams of YouTube Premium, you know how I said earlier, like, we probably made probably about $19 now from this live stream. So, do you yourself eat meat? If so, do you believe in using all parts of the animal? Yes and no. So because I grew up like basically vegetarian and then basically vegan for a bit, it was a whole weird thing. I had this moment when I was like 14 where I tried real like meat versions of something. Like, I'd always eaten like, I guess, like fast food, but fast food meat is cheap meat, but like I have a love for fast food meat as a result. Whatever. So first time I tried like proper, I think it was mince, I was in love. It's like, oh my god, why do we pretend the vegetarian versions? This is amazing. You can, like, I don't care if 50 cows died for this. I want more of this in my life. I have a weird relationship with meat, I guess, because I didn't eat meat for so long. Besides in processed forms, I can't look at anything that looks animal related without feeling guilt and feeling gross of like, an animal died for this. That's not cool. Why did an animal have to die? And like, every time I eat a chicken burger, I'm probably gonna... Actually, I finished eating. I'm gonna eat pineapple off this stream. A pineapple had to die for my bowl of pineapple, okay? But, what's the difference between vegetarian and vegan? Vegans don't eat anything. No, vegetarians don't eat meat. Vegans don't eat animal products. And animal products include a lot of other things. That's the correct response to meat. Yeah, meat's good. It's there's a reason it's expensive, right? Like, and people pay for it because it's good enough. You know, I can't afford YouTube Premium. I split it with multiple people. That works. Does the same job. Also, it's glistening melons. Also, I think we've pretty much... Let's just do like one big stretch now. So as far as the desert I care about is being done, we've now done it. Watch a lot of your videos at work. First live stream, says Timothy Vincent. Thank you very much for the $1.99 super chat, Timothy. I'm glad you could catch a stream. Is it a sign that I'm streaming too late when too many new people show up? I think it might be. But I'm glad regardless, because now you're here. And I just made $1.99. And if that's not the best, then I don't know what is. Also, pineapple's the best fruit, says Alyssa J. It is true. Pineapple is one of the best fruits. I'm gonna eat so much pineapple after this. I've got a thing. I bought a lot of pineapple, and I'm leaving, you know, later today, so I have to eat it all, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Can't wait till all we can eat is cockroach milk and algae. Yeah, the problem is, again, a lot of people go from, like, actually, I think it's good if, like, one of the cool things about extreme veganism is that it still helps the planet and still helps sometimes you as an individual. But one of the things I find to be really interesting is the idea that, like, you know, even when you go to the point where you, like, because as humans, we are likely going to need something meat-based for most of our diets, or like we have like until we get to the point where we have just pills that replace diets, which is also a possible future, I think. Like, I'm a futurist. I think, like, meat as a concept is obviously going to go away and be replaced by fake meat. Because think about how much effort it takes to raise a cow. You have to grow a bunch of grass and wheat and whatever else a cow eats. You have to spend thousands on the cow. Then you have to wait 10 years. And then you get how many steaks from a cow? It's so inefficient to make, to raise a cow. But we do it anyway, because one, it fills a niche that most people need filled in their dietary things. But also, it's that tasty, right? But imagine if we could have that taste, that value, without having to raise an animal and then slaughter it. That's the future I dream of. So, can we stop spamming the Epstein crap? Thanks. You know, I thank you, by the way, for someone needed to say it. And two, I wanted to just also mention that, like, can we go back to OK Boomer? You know, or even Joe Mama. At least that's like less, I don't know, like weird, I guess. Best food is rotten flesh and poisonous potato. Poor sheep. You are welcome to have that opinion. It is not entirely true. One meal of meat is equivalent to 20 meals of plant vegetable waste. I think it's 10 to 1. And so probably 10 to 1 in terms of land area, probably 20 to 1 in terms of emissions or like amount of stuff. Because it's funny, you know, people think there's a food crisis in the world, but there isn't. Like, there's a separate crisis. But really what it is like we feed a lot of our food to our food. Like, a lot of the food we raise is for the purpose of making more food. And I think that's an amusing predicament to be in, you know? Like, our food eats more food than some people eat food. But also our food is tasty, so hard to fight back on that one, isn't it? Are you a boomer, toy cat? Lamau. I'm a boomer. You caught me. Boom. That's me. See, it's better than the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, right? Honestly, the most efficient thing to do is go back to absorbing nutrients from the dirt. Honestly, yeah, I can't wait until we work out how to remove the concept of nutrition from meals. Like, every day you should take a pill that has all the vitamins, all the fiber, all the basic stuff you need, and then we can eat food for the sake of enjoyment. That's all I want. If only YouTube had members-only chat rooms. There literally is one on the Discord. If you go to Discord, link your YouTube in your Discord, you get access to a member-only chat room. The exact thing that you want and are willing to pay $2 to ask for. Actually, no, wait, I did that just for you. I invented that just now on the spot because I wanted you to have a member-only place to talk. But yeah, one thing I'm gonna start. Oh no, we're out of torches. So we have, again, pretty much all of this as well. But every single part of the desert on this side is now covered in torches. All of this is torches now. And I think that's beautiful. I think that... Oh, there's a gap here. Guess we need to make some more torches. So, yeah, this area is very gappy, actually. Sorry. Stream's not over yet. You think it's over, but it's a lie. It's a lie propagated propagated by the boomers, haha, to make this all happen. Did you know more Americans have been married to Kim Kardashian than have died from Ebola? Do you mean inside of America? Because I'm sure an American health worker has died in Sierra Leone or Liberia or one of those countries, right? I meant during your live streams, lol, too much spam. It's all good. Now I know it. So, let's grab some more charcoal. And these little shrapnel bits that are everywhere. And then let's grab some wood. Like, not much, but some. Then let's turn it into torch sticks. Okay, that's good for now. We'll also grab, like, 5 more or something like that. What are you going to do with your life when they eventually do a cave update? So that's the thing, right? Right now, the only struggle I fight is every day I pray for the cave update. I do what must be done so that one day we can, as humanity, have a cave update. But as far as what would actually do when it happens, honestly, I will enjoy caves so much. I will just do non-stop mining streams. You know, 90 minutes of mining. We'll do 90 minutes of mining, but actually good. Oh, there's a pillager. Oh, he doesn't have the banner. Never mind. How did you spawn? Like, maybe there is. Oh, there we go. Okay. This is weird. Just trust me with what I'm saying right here, okay? That this isn't relevant to you yet, but relevant to Mr. Editor. I'm gonna yell so on the voice clip this comes up. Rah! Oh wait, I want to be loud. I can't actually whistle because my mouth is so dry. Oh, it's awful. Anyway, so yeah, here is a pillager raid, dude. What are they actually called? Okay, we have to be really careful not to start a raid besides what we want to. Okay, do you want an exclusive stream look at something, chat? So now I've got the villager omen effect. It took some hours of doing entirely unrelated things, but now I can go to the end and we can do this. So yeah, that's part of the video. He's gonna cut this video for something else and find that in here. It's gonna be a whole thing. But yeah, I've got 99 minutes. Then I'm going back to the end. And I'm going to start a raid in my end village, because I've been trying to get a raid to go forever, and, like, it just happened at the end of this. It's like, it's too perfect to not take advantage of. So, yeah, we made a nice loud noise. So, if you're curious, I used to have just one editor on this channel, and then recently, the assistant has been editing some. And also, I've got someone who edits streams to make, like, the map video and stuff like that. I want to make another, like, map-style video, but from this torch project. Which maybe is silly, but who knows for sure. And then also, I wanna... I'm making a video about end villages, and the same person is editing both videos. So I'm hoping, like... I'm hoping we can... You get me? Is that making sense to anyone? I don't know if that is. Like, to me, it's very complex to describe, but hopefully you get it. The assistant is very cool. 11 out of 10 person. I'll pass on the message. I'll let her know you said it. But, yeah, basically I'm doing some stuff. It's all simultaneous, blah, 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 nonsense. And that's like the last thing I have to do before I go today. So I want to get that done. Okay, so... filling in the last of the big gaps, because these are pretty horrendous gaps. Like, these are so noticeable. Like, if I can notice a gap, you know it's a big gap, you know? And I couldn't feel happy leaving while there are gaps. Actually, wait, I'll just hold down the left trigger, and it will only place torches where there are gaps. This is a genius idea. If I just walk around, and then as soon as a gap comes up, the torch will go there. So this might hurt to look at, but I'm just going to shake left and right, and then we're going to see where the torches go. I mean, it's vaguely working. Not entirely, but vaguely. Oh god, wait, that hurt a little bit. But we're good. Okay, so we got this mostly done. Free the horse. Horse deserves to be trapped. Are you a beacon? Because you light up my world and I spend copious amounts of resources on you. Please love me. That's my pickup line for everyone in my life. That's for sure. If you miss a torch, I'm gonna unsub. Well, you should unsub right now, and then resubscribe to see the torch video as it comes out. Actually, wait. Everyone who's watching this video right now. Oh wait. Yeah, if you're watching this as a video, if you're watching this as a live stream, you can do it too. Unsubscribe and resubscribe if you want to. I mean, like, if you've been subscribed for a really long time and you don't want to break that streak, that's fine. But I think it helps the channel if you unsubscribe and resubscribe. I've heard. I don't believe it's true, but I mean, I don't believe in. I don't know. I don't believe in a lot of things that I should believe in. So maybe this is one of those things. Like, I don't believe in removing wisdom teeth. I don't believe in, I don't know, facts and feelings. I don't believe in feelings, I think I said earlier, basically. It's a pretty silly thing not to believe in. So, that might mess up my 30-minute early notifications somehow, so no. And no one else seems to get those, Casey. See, I don't know what you're doing differently. But something, apparently. Something. Okay, so we have my stomach's been, like, eating itself this whole stream. I don't know what I've done wrong. But I've angered the stomach gods. I believe in stomach gods, but I don't believe in YouTube magic. Imagine having feelings when you can just be dead inside for 20 years. Now that has been my strategy. And it's been paying off pretty well, I think you'll find. Okay, so with this, I have a lot of torches. But we are otherwise pretty good. Only people who use white beds click unsubscribe. I have a bunch of white beds, actually, lying around in wait. But yeah, I am at the point now where we've covered every blank spot I can find with my eyes. Again, it's just so hard to spot them. I don't know why that is, but I'm just spamming the left trigger as I go here. But we've covered pretty much every block we can on this side of the bank. The entire desert biome, as it originally existed, is now a torch biome. There are more torches, more of the surface area if this is torch than was previously sand. And that's a cool achievement to have done. So this has been the Torch Project. I hope you enjoyed seeing it. Wait, let's get a nice good angle. So this has been a lot of fun. Thank you very much for watching. But because it's midnight, it's like half midnight in fact, I have to go. I have to leave you. I have to love you and leave you, in fact. So if you enjoyed this, make sure to, I don't know, leave me a nice comment and let me know that my value is something that you'd like to validate. And I'll see you all in the next live stream. So it'll be next Thursday when I next live stream, most likely. I might do one when I get back, but I'll be like jet lagged because I've got to take, not jet lagged. I'll be I'm taking an America flight back, and I'm staying up the whole flight because every time I try to sleep on, it goes badly, is what I'm saying. So yeah, it is a Friday. No, it's a Saturday now. Happy Saturday, everyone. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Or I'll see you in a video tomorrow where I think, oh no, it's next week. But there's some fun videos coming out. Really, really fun ones. Watch all of them. Give me ad revenue. Goodbye. Good. That's a better outro. That's a better outro. Oh, I didn't hit stop. Oh, that's embarrassing. I thought I hit stop. Does F9 not? Oh, it's only stopped recording now. Ah. I have to manually hit stop streaming. I don't wanna. That's a lot of pressure, you know. Am I gonna do that? I guess I'm gonna do. Wait, actually, I closed the menu. F9 now. Goodbye.